Hey everyone, I'm 32-bit Bandit and welcome back to the Outer Worlds. In this episode we're going to make our way over to Edgewater and get ourselves a companion. Okay. So when we go into TTD, when we highlight an enemy we get some information about them. Marauder Vandal, level 1, health 102, armor 4. So we can check the enemy out to make sure it's something we can handle without having to get ourselves killed and reload. Now if we get ourselves into a bit of trouble here, we do have our allies behind us, but I think we'll be okay. Oh, I just must keep an eye on my TDD. There we go. Okay, that'll do. A small percentage of weapons and armor you may find are considered pristine. They have more durability and are worth more at vendors. So we may have just picked up a pristine item, I'm guessing, but we'll find that when we come to the vendors and we go through our loot properly. So we'll be going through our loot in a couple of episodes' time. There'll be an episode where we'll do exploration, go through the inventory, talk to vendors, sort out gear, that sort of thing. But for the main part, when we're doing quests, I don't want to spend too much time doing inventory management. So when it's quest time, we crack on with the quests.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
I'm just passing through.
Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
Nice to meet you. I'm Alex Hawthorne, captain of the Unreliable.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas, junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Who do I talk to about getting a power regulator?
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Tobson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road.
I'll be on my way. Okay, let's go talk to Reed Tobson. The loading times in this game aren't short. They're not Thief or Morrowind levels of long, but they're definitely noticeable. Personally, I don't mind a little bit of loading. You know, it's worth it. But there's awkward long pauses where I either don't say anything or I ramble like this just to try and pass the time. Here we are. Hello, Edgewater. Okay. So again, we'll be exploring Edgewater later, but for now, we're going to make our way over to the cannery and talk to Reed Tobson.
Don't worry.
You think corporate's ever gonna visit?
Sorry.
Here we go. The Sol Tuna Cannery.
Holcomb, I need to explain this to Leslie. The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Tobson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The can's bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Tobson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with... well, not fish.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Are you Reed? I was told I should talk to you.
I'm Reed Tobson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
I don't work for Spacer's Choice.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
My ship needs repairs. I'm looking for a power regulator.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Tobson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Frying myself?
Oh, yes. Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
When you say mostly abandoned, what do you mean?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
I don't think these people would take kindly to losing their power.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Why?
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
How can I help?
My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
How will I recognize Adelaide?
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
These workers must have left town for a reason.
That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
All right, Reed. I'll see what I can do to help you.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Tobson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb. but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Sure, I could use the company.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Right. Talk to you later, Reed. Companions. You've gained a companion. They are characters that join you in your adventures and help in a variety of ways. Companions provide combat support, their skills enhance your skills, they increase your carrying capacity, and you can unlock special companion combat abilities with the Inspiration skill. Learn more about your companion in the Companion Ledger. Weapon management. You can have up to 4 weapons equipped at a time by navigating to the weapon, then selecting the weapon slot at the top of the screen. On this page, you can also inspect your weapon, compare them, flag them as junk, or break them down for parts. Players with the engineering skill can repair weapons on this screen as well. Take care of your T&L weapons, and they'll take care of your enemies. Okay, so here we go, the Companion Ledger. This Companion Ledger shows you everything you need to know about your companion. You can see their skills, stats, status effects, and gear. To change your companion's gear, first select the item you want to swap out, then choose a comparable item to replace it with. You can also change how they behave in combat by selecting their preferred weapon, follow distance, and aggressiveness. So she's holding a pistol and this massive grey impact hammer. She's got mechanics overalls on. We haven't got any perks for her at the moment. And these are her behaviours. So distance, we're going to change to close so she stays near us. Weapon mixed, so she'll swap between pistol and her hammer when appropriate, and aggressive. So the companion always engages and attacks when the player enters combat. So as soon as I start attacking, Parvati will come into combat with us.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Tobson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
This is about the deserters, so what's the other side of it?
To Mr. Tobson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Did you know this Adelaide Reed mentioned?
Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Tobson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place.
You can't leave it at that. What were Reed and Adelaide arguing?
Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Tobson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if you can get out to her.
How well did you know the deserters? You worked with them, you were friends?
I don't know anybody well. I mostly listened to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident.
I'm sure the deserters are very fine people, so what?
Mr. Tobson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, mister. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
I suppose it couldn't hurt. We'll stop by.
Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Okay, so that's where we're going to stop it on this episode. On the next episode, we're going to look at doing a side quest or two. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very shortly on the next episode.